What you're looking for is a mattress that will retain its shape, firstly, and secondly, adapt to the curvature of your back.
Welcome to Style Stories, brought to you by Easy Living Interiors, helping you transform your space and create the feeling of home. You love interiors, we love interiors, so let's talk about it. But today we're talking about something that impacts every single part of your home and your life: how you sleep. With World Sleep Day coming this Friday, I wanted to explore what actually makes a difference when it comes to sleeping well. Because most of us know sleep matters, but we don't always know what to change. Today's guest is Conor, Sales and Marketing Officer at King Koil, Ireland's #1 luxury bedding brand, where every mattress is handcrafted in Kildare and designed with long-term comfort, durability and healthy back support in mind. In this episode, we're breaking down the myths, the mistakes people make when choosing a mattress, and the small changes that can genuinely improve how you sleep. If you've ever wondered whether your mattress is the problem or how to create a space that supports better sleep, this conversation is for you. So good morning, Conor. How are you?
Hey, Laura. How are you?
I'm great, and it's World Sleep Day on Friday the 13th. Quite apt that we're doing podcasts that can help people not have any nightmares on Friday the 13th. So let's get into it.
Let them have no fears.
Let them have no fears, exactly. So we spend roughly a third of our lives in bed, but most of us give more thought to other kind of spaces in the home, the living room, the dining room. Why do you think that sometimes sleep is kind of the last thing people think about?
I think in terms of health and wellness, diet, exercise are well established. I think sleep is becoming more and more in the consciousness in terms of our health. You're right to say we spend 8 hours every night in bed, spend about a third of our lives, adult lives, in bed. If you're not in bed, you're in your shoes, so you need a good sleep surface, as we might say, or a good pair of shoes. But I would say it's increasingly entering the national chat as regards how do I improve my sleep. And I think the link between your quality of sleep and your mood the next day, your appetite, say, for taking on things like exercise the next day, your attitude to your colleagues and work, and your energy for children and life and living is all impacted by those 8 hours sleep the previous night. And I get it from my friends. They're at a certain age, maybe a little bit, moving towards that middle stage in life and beginning to realise that the difference in all aspects of family life and lifestyle in general is so severely impacted by the quality of that sleep and recovery the night before. It impacts literally everything. So it's beginning to become something that I see and hear more conversation with friends and with family.
Yeah. So if someone improves just one thing about their sleep, what tends to make the biggest difference? What is the biggest kind of impactor of the quality of sleep that you get?
There's a number of things that can be done. I think people will look to bedding, look to the temperature of the room, look to sort of creating that cave. Our bedrooms in our homes now are getting increasingly heated. Our homes are warmer, it's causing problems in the bedroom. So a simple thing that I would be suggesting is to look at your togs, look at the heat in the room, look at maybe turning down the bedroom heat specifically, and look at mattresses that are effective at dissipating heat, because heat has become, Ireland's getting a little bit warmer in the summer and the homes are getting warmer and better insulated. So keeping cool is probably one of the simple and easy things to do.
So tell us about King Koil.
Delighted to tell you a little bit more about it. So every King Koil is made in Kildare and Kilcullen. King Koil is around over 100 years. Probably most famed for back care and back support and back alignment and healthy sleep. And we've 150 people producing King Koils, and every single King Koil that you order in Easy Living Interiors is actually produced one by one, individually, and handmade individually in Kildare. That's a little bit of introduction to us.
Brilliant. So talking about back pain, because that was actually one of the questions I really wanted to ask, how big a role does the mattress play in back pain? When it comes to different types of mattresses, there's a huge scope that people can choose from. So what are the different things that people should look out for if they're suffering from back pain, and what would be the advice that you would give them?
Some of my friends come to me and they might have a back care medical issue, and I'd always advise against sort of choosing a sleep product like a mattress without medical input if you have a genuine medical back care need. In terms of our general back support and back care, what you're looking for is a mattress that will retain its shape, firstly, and secondly, adapt to the curvature of your back. So not overly firm. We need some cushioning because our bodies aren't flat. our hips, our shoulders are not flat. We want a sleep surface that has good contourability so that when you lie into it, it'll take some of our shape. And what that will do is it will take pressure from hips and shoulder areas, and it will also promote a better, straighter sleep alignment. We want our head, neck not to be tilted and not to be putting pressure on the back. So a good straight line alignment. And then we're looking for durability. So it's all well and good having a product or a nice mattress that lasts 6 months and then sort of dips or sags. That obviously is not going to help our back. So the second thing you're looking for is a mattress that is known for, and there are plenty out there, a good 8 to 10 year lifespan that's going to take care of your back over the long term. And if you're particularly interested and like a firmer surface, I would be telling my friends, look for something that has centre third support underneath the lower back, because that is going to ensure that your back and your lower spine does not dip overly in the mattress at night. So there are a number of things you can look out for there.
And then also, I think what can kind of be overlooked as well is how your sleep position will influence the mattress you should go for. So whether you're a side sleeper, back sleeper, front sleeper.
Indeed, yeah. I think that if you predominantly sleep on your back, most of us don't, or on your front, and again, that would be the minority of people, a firmer surface is okay, because we're not looking for the mattress surface to contour to our shape. But if you're a side lier, you have more prominent hips, you have more prominent shoulders, and the problem is going to be if the mattress is too firm, you're going to get excess pressure on the hips and the shoulders. So in a side lier, I would be looking for extra cushioning and contouring in the very top layer of the mattress, not overly firm.
Yeah, because I am a side sleeper and I find my arms always go dead. Like my arms are constantly going dead.
So what's happening there is you're a side lier, and because your shoulders are a bit broader than other areas of the body, you're creating peak pressure points between you and the surface, and the capillaries and the blood vessels, they're getting constricted. The blood flow is not flowing naturally. And what you'll also find is, as well as pins and needles, you'll get jolted into awakening because your body is going to try and change position to allow the blood flow naturally. We don't want that. We don't want that excessively, because what that is doing is removing you from deep REM sleep as you change position because of discomfort and pins and needles.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to go down now to the King Koil section. You'll have to show me which ones are better for the side sleepers.
Be delighted to. Yeah.
So King Koil is also known for chiropractor endorsed support. So what does that mean in practice for someone sleeping on the mattress?
What that means is that the system of framing of the mattress core is built to provide added targeted back support, firstly at the lower back zone. Secondly, there's a perimeter wire frame which runs around the top and the bottom of the mattress, and that prevents side dipping. You know, you sit on the side of your mattress, you get in and out of bed all the time. If that dips, that's going to cause a problem for your back. So all King Koil chiropractor approved mattresses have to have perimeter frames around the side, centre third support, which are bands, chiro bands running through the centre. And then to ensure again against edge sagging, we have butterfly clips or chiro bars which run around the outside perimeter. All of this is designed to ensure a flat surface that will last the full 10 plus years of the product with additional back support where it's most needed.
Right, interesting. So Conor, what's the biggest myth people believe when they're buying a mattress, in your opinion?
Well, certainly I think some people who come to me, I'm thinking my friends and family, and say, God, Conor, I was in the store and it's to get a good quality mattress nowadays is maybe €2,000, and they might have come in expecting a lower price. And I would say to them, well, think, how long are you going to sleep on your mattress for? Maybe up to 10 years. And I'd say, is there a likelihood you'll maybe change your car twice in the same period? And you mightn't think of 80,000 as a big investment, but you will spend more time, as in 8 hours a night. And a good quality product is going to result in that energy restoration, rejuvenation, and all of the lifestyle benefits that come with feeling rested and energized. So probably on a night-by-night basis, we're looking at 30 cents or something very minor over the lifespan of a mattress.
Yeah. And equally, it's like you said about shoes. I know if I'm buying a new pair of shoes, I'm going to spend €150 and they'll last me a year. And to me, that's an investment. But that's equally as important to posture So like that, the mattress.
Absolutely. Like people ask me, why would it be more expensive? And I'd say, well, the most important layers within a mattress is the top layer of comfort foam. Now, you're paying for, let's say, 1 centimetre layer of that. If I laid that on the floor, would you be comfortable? No, you wouldn't. So our beds would have very high content of the comfort technology and comfort foams, because if I laid a 6 or 7 centimetre layer on this surface overnight, you're going to sleep comfortably. So what you're really paying for is the depth, the quality of the filling materials inside, the spring systems that they're going to last, styling and tailoring and handcraftedness of the product. Each King Koil is made one by one. The long-term warranty, 8 years to 10 years on King Koil products. When you add it up, really what we're trying to empower and enable is a better lifestyle enabled by great quality sleep over a long period of time. So most people who then go out and spend the money tell me, Conor, I've never slept as well, and it was well worth the investment.
Yeah. What I always think is, think of the best sleep you've had in a luxury hotel. And if you want that feeling at home, King Koil is the way to go.
Great points. Like, we're number one in luxury hotels in Ireland. And sometimes I tell my friends, if you're unsure about what King Koil to try, then I'll recommend a hotel visit for one night. Hotel beds do have an added dimension of quality, but King Koil hotel beds have to last for many, many guests, many different sizes, heavy traffic, constant cleaning. So we take a lot of what we've learned in the hotel environment, apply it to the beds, King Koil beds that are sold to homes.
And you've got so many awards and certifications as well. So the Dromoland one just comes to mind as well. So talk about the Dromoland mattress.
Yeah, we're proud of it. The Dromoland Castle won, and it was awarded by TripAdvisor reviewers. This is people who've actually stayed in the hotel, and they awarded Dromoland Castle the best hotel for sleep worldwide.
Wow, I didn't realise it was worldwide.
It is worldwide. Our product, King Koil products, obviously got reviewed very positively as part of that. We're very proud to be the mattress of choice for the Dromoland Castle. For us, it's another endorsement of just sleep is very, very important, and winning awards, we're delighted to win them and delighted to partner with the Dromoland.
Yeah. And one more thing on the cost. Put it this way. If you sleep better, you'll spend less money on coffee, and the cost of coffee is just going up. So there's savings to be had, guys. Girl maths.
That is a great one. Yes, if we don't get a good night's sleep, we're going to pay for that coffee. We're maybe going to even look for the Red Bull. I don't know what people are using, but stimulants. Exactly. So get it in your 8 hours, and you're not going to pay for it the next day.
So we talk about how often should a mattress be replaced, but rather than just giving it a time, because obviously different usage is going to affect a mattress differently, what things should people look out for in their mattresses that should tell them, okay, maybe it's time for a replacement then?
A good quality modern mattress is going to last 8 to 10 years. We'd probably recommend having a look at the condition of it around the 8 years. So if you're noticing localised dipping in the mattress, if you're noticing perhaps that the mattress physically appearance-wise is looking, because we're sweating, we're perspiring, it's over 8 years, and that can condense the filling layers and the comfort layers that are there to actually support your back. So if you're feeling it, certainly if you're feeling springs instead of comfort foams underneath your body, it's definitely time to look at a new one. And if you're hearing squeaks because the springs are getting a bit worn, another signal that's time to change.
Very good. So someone walks into Easy Living Interiors. What do you think are the first things they should do when they start walking around the mattress section?
Yeah, they should start thinking of their needs and the size of the mattress that they need, whether it's for his or her, whether it's for a second or a kid's bedroom. I mean, certainly when it comes to a his and her master bed, they should be thinking, how do I sleep? Do I need do I feel more drawn to a soft or a medium or a firm surface? But it's not just firmness. Think of your sleep habits. So if you're predominantly sleeping on your side, you should be considering medium rather than very firm mattress surfaces. I'd be recommending people to do that. I'd probably start by suggesting to them that they try the extremes. So try a very soft, ask the salesperson in Easy Living Interiors, can I try a soft mattress surface? Then can I try the opposite end of the extreme? If it's his and her, both partners should definitely come together They should get onto the mattress for a few minutes. They should move and roll on it. They should take the sleep positions that they predominantly sleep on at night. And they shouldn't feel any nervousness or embarrassment about trying a reasonably wide selection of mattresses. Then when you start narrowing it down, it's time to ask the salesperson, what's the build? What's the spring count? Because the spring count relates to how much conformity and how much spine support you're going to get in the mattress. What are the comfort layers? Are they long lasting? Do they dissipate heat? Do they wick away moisture? What's the brand? Is it quality made? Is it locally made? Is it the after sales service going to be easily available in case of any problems locally? Some people are interested in environmentalism. I'm pushing that because King Koil is the most Irish made of all mattresses because we make our springs locally, we make our foams, we're the only foamer in Ireland, we make our fibres from 70% recycled fibres, and there's a big journey in King Koil to reduce our CO2 footprint from the factory to the consumer and at end of life. So if there's an eco question in the mind, be absolutely upfront and ask the questions of the sales assistant. That's what they're here for.
Yeah, totally. And that's so true what you say about just trying out all of the options, like spend an hour or 2 hours trying them all out. And then what would you say, so for couples buying a mattress together, if one person is a very active sleeper, they move around a lot, and the other person is having issues with, I suppose, the movement, and they're both getting restless sleep, what options are good then for that motion isolation?
Yeah, well, you've hit upon it there. Good quality mattresses are going to build in motion isolation. So you might remember the old spring systems, the bonfire spring. It was called an interconnected coil. Yeah. And if you bounce, the other person would bounce accordingly. Now, what will help alleviate that motion disruption is a good quality pocket spring. Pocket springs are independent, so they'll adapt locally to your hips and shoulders. So you indent into them, but you don't cause the other person to correspondingly move. And then look for a good quality depth, particularly of the comfort layer on top, because the deeper and the better quality that comfort layer, the more likely it's going to adapt to you and you're not going to transfer your motion over to the other person.
Excellent. So now I want to talk about maybe insider knowledge. So you've worked in the mattress industry for a long time, so I'm sure there's some things that you know that the average consumer won't. So what's something about mattresses or sleep that surprised you when you started working in the mattress industry? What was something you learned where you were like, I didn't know that? What's
surprising to me? I think it surprised me just how handcrafted and how high hand touch a mattress is. Like, if you came to our plant, I'd be showing you quilters, embroiderers, assemblers, sewers, border makers, divan base manufacturers, headboard manufacturing, the skill sets in carpentry and the skill sets in sort of sewing, quilting, embroidering and bordering. It's a lot of people at work to make one individual King Koil mattress, and I didn't think it was that hands-on or handcrafted a product. That was a shock. Yeah, and it's really interesting to know, like, King Koil is such a legacy brand and there's a story behind it. You'd always encourage people to shop local as well. And with King Koil, you're doing that. So what are the biggest mistakes that people make after buying a mattress that affects its lifespan? So let's say the mattress arrives. What's next? We would recommend, especially if it's a his and her master bed, you've invested a lot of your money into getting the right product and you want to maintain it. So consider getting a mattress protector that will reduce the amount of natural perspiration that's going into the product every night. So it's going to help ensure a longer lifespan for the mattress, and it reduces staining and other things that can put people off with the ick factor. So certainly I'd consider that. In the very early juncture, be sure that you leave it a few nights just to let it breathe, because the product has come straight from, basically made one by one in our factory and delivered to your home. So it's good practice to kind of air it for a little bit at the start. After that, it's low maintenance. And if you have a mattress protector and you've allowed it air, I think you're ready to go. And then how about rotating mattresses? What's your honest take on that? Good point, especially initially, because good quality mattresses have that little bit of extra depth of cushioning material that we need for that pressure relief, for that healthy spinal alignment. It's very good practice to rotate head to foot. Yes. And we would recommend once a quarter for, once a season, let's say, for the first year, and then once, maybe every 6 months for the second year. And as the product gets a little bit older and has taken our shape, you'll find the need is less and less. Mattresses are low maintenance, a little bit of rotation, but after that, yeah, it should be doing the work for you, not you for it. Nice. So let's talk about temperature regulation, because it's somewhat new as a
development in the industry. So gel mattresses being really good for dissipating heat and redistributing. So can you explain how gel technology works and other temperature regulating mattresses as we kind of move into the spring, summer seasons?
Let's start looking at a mattress. At the outside, the fabric itself, we buy in Ireland our fabrics, or we buy in Belgium. They're the two best places, especially the Belgian textiles. What you're looking for is a long-lasting but breathable, moisture-wicking fabric that's going to be your initial layer into the mattress proper. Now, beneath that, you have a comfort layer that's doing all that great pressure relieving. That can be closed cell. In other words, it's very hard for heat and moisture to travel through. So ask the sales assistant, for example, is this an open cell comfort layer that's going to allow heat and moisture and thermal comfort for me as I sleep at night? Springs are great. What springs do is they have big giant cavities between the springy metals, and that's another layer to dissipate away that heat. What we're trying to avoid is that excess heat that can build under your back, and that quickly becomes a pool of perspiration and the problem gets worse. New comfort materials have come out, memory foam infused with gel. Gel is a great conductor. It's a high density material that will take heat and conduct it from bead of gel to bead of gel. So they form highways for heat to dissipate at a quicker rate. So they're very effective if you have concerns about overheating.
So as an Irish legacy brand, King Koil, what are the values and how does being an Irish business influence how the business operates?
Well, we'd be Ireland's largest furniture maker, not just mattress maker. So we have over 300 employees, and I think we are genuinely steeped in part of the community in Ireland, and that starts with the employment that we give to people and the opportunity to rise and learn new skills and sustain manufacturing skills. That's important to us. Secondly, we don't talk about it, we're not shouting about it, but we like to look after those who need sleep and mattress products such as Barrettstown. We are going to kit out the new National Children's Hospital, the adult wing, that's over 150 mattresses. Again, it's part of being a good neighbour and a good participant in the community. The final thing I'd say about it is it is important to us, and we do measure, I've said earlier, our CO2 emissions. Both factories have LED lights. Both factories are zero waste to landfill. We'll always look for recycled inputs into a King Koil mattress over virgin. So our fibres are 70% recycled. We make our own springs, which means that we're not buying offshore. We manufacture our own comfort layers in Dublin. We're the only mattress manufacturer. So we're very closely integrated. We're not needing to buy stuff from faraway distance offshore. So that reduces our CO2 footprint. And we're looking at initiatives like solar paneling for the plants, amongst other things. We support bike to work and other initiatives for our employees. And our employees are very important to us. We've implemented a skills matrix that encourages employees to maybe start as an embroiderer, take on another skill set, maybe become a quilter. And this is also a means to progression, career progression and earnings progression. So there are a lot of good, positive things that happen in the company by being made here in Ireland, that, you know, we find important. We think it's right to do business in the right way as well.
Yeah, and that's, I suppose, something that we definitely have in common. Like Easy Living Interiors, we're a family-owned business. We started out in Cork and now we've grown throughout Ireland, but the values of being a family-owned business are still very present. So again, doing that charity work and just making sure that we're always thinking, you know, what can we do to kind of give back? It's really important. And I'm sure in King Koil, you probably have staff members who've been with the business 20, 30 years and who have grown with the business and moved around. So that's really nice, I think, for people to know a bit more about what really goes on.
You know, we've different generations of families have worked in our plant in Kilcullen. Today, as I say, it's 125 people with all sorts of skills and at various levels in their careers. It's an important employer in Kilcullen, in the community. We support the local GAA and we will support our community. We believe we're fortunate enough to make our way, make our living, bring our products to market in Ireland, and we should be giving back and acknowledging that in the local community.
Completely.
It's the right way to do it.
So with World Sleep Day coming up, if listeners take away just 3 sleep habits, your tried and tested 3 sleep habits, what do you recommend?
If I was talking to my friends, I would be saying the first thing is to look at the temperature of the room, because modern homes are too hot, too well insulated, too hot, and the bedroom should be about 18 degrees. I'd say try the temperature in your bedroom tonight. It's going to be between 21 and 23. It's too warm for our natural circadian rhythm. So cool down the bedroom. Secondly, I would say genuinely, if you're on a mattress that's approaching 7-8 years old, start considering it. You will see the benefits of swapping from a modern mattress to one that's been used and maybe isn't supporting the body or comforting you as well as it should be doing. And thirdly, we know the value of the circadian rhythm in terms of getting a good 7-8 hours sleep at night, and it does come back to discipline. It really comes back to setting our hour of sleeping and sticking to our hour of sleeping, be it 10, 11. It's not so relevant as long as it's repetitious. And some people find the discipline of that hard, but actually maintaining regularity in the circadian rhythm does help us into deeper sleep and a healthier sleep.
Amazing.
So those three things.
Great. Thank you, Conor. Time for a quick fire round with a bit of a sleep theme. So what is your favourite song at the moment that you would listen to doze off?
I would listen to Arsenal podcasts. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool football fan, so I find that you don't have to engage your brain. You can just leave it playing for 30 minutes on a countdown and it'll set you off to sleep.
One pillow or multiple pillows?
Multiple pillows for me, although I think if I was talking to an osteopath, they would say no, one pillow. A box-shaped pillow so it doesn't slip out from underneath your shoulder. But I like having a firm pillow beneath soft plushy pillow and then moving around until I feel comfortable on the two. I do not recommend that. That's probably not what your physio or your osteo is going to say sleep on. Single pillow would be the medical recommendation. Biggest
sleep killer, stress, screens or the mattress?
I'd say the first one has to be stress. And that's because we work with different sleep experts continually. Stress is an inhibitor of our slowing down into a circadian rhythm. At night, the screen is secondary. It probably amplifies stress if you have it. The mattress is going to work against your body if it's not doing that comforting and that pressure redistribution in the body. You're going to get those pins and needles. You're going to turn excessively during the night to try and recomfort yourself, and you're going to get these waking events that you don't want. But we know from speaking to sleep experts, the first one is stress. And sleep, quality sleep can help reduce that stress, and quality sleep can enable you to do the things like be more energetic, go to the gym, put off having excess cup after cup of coffee. So it is linked to stress, unfortunately. One affects the other.
And then best sleep you've ever had?
I can pretty much sleep like a log because I'm pretty sociable. So I honestly couldn't say. It would depend on the night and the feeling, you know.
And what's your favourite holiday destination?
City breaks over sun breaks. So places like Seville, Prague, Bratislava. I'll try all new destinations.
So happy World Sleep Day, Conor. And thank you so much for joining us on Style Stories with Easy Living Interiors.
Thanks for having me, Laura.
Thank you for joining us on Style Stories with Easy Living Interiors. You can hear all the news, including links to more information, in the description area of this podcast. Please share our show with a friend who might enjoy it. Simply search Style Stories with Easy Living Interiors on Apple, Spotify or YouTube. This podcast is produced by justpod.io for Easy Living Interiors.